Today, we're speaking with Sarah Cantelar, founder and CMO of SenseLiving. Sarah, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
You've built something really fascinating with the SenseLiving platform. And I know you're coming off a major milestone. You started rolling out the SenseLiving app to the Central Luxembourg, which includes 115 service apartments. That's really big.
Well, it's a good start. We are really happy. At this stage, we just launched 2 weeks ago at one of the buildings that they belong to the same team. So we start with the smallest building, but the most premium one, which is 30 apartments. And we've been integrated with their whole operational system. So for us, it's the first pilot here in Luxembourg. And then before the end of the year, we'll be launching at the other building that they have in the main city as well. That will be around 85 apartments. So in total, 115 apartments, which will be our first building partner. And of course, the first pilot launch for us to learn, to understand, and to scale our PropTech across different buildings in Luxembourg, but beyond in Europe, especially.
Right. So you founded SenseLiving Spaces during the pandemic, right? Tell me what was happening at that time. Like, what made you see this opportunity in the flexible living market?
Okay, well, SenseLiving Spaces as a brand, it actually began from an intuition. So, as you said, during pandemic. And it was just because, obviously, with my background in hospitality and in flex living spaces, I realized that spaces you live in should care about you the same way you care about them. And initially, we were a consultant studio, and we were helping flex living operators and real estate owners. And for those who might not be familiar with flex living model, it's basically an hybrid model between hotels and rental apartments. So we were helping these real estate operators and owners how to make their spaces more profitable. And it was a 360-degree consultation. So from anything related to an in-depth market research up to designing the whole plans and interior design of these spaces. So that is efficient from an operational point of view, and even, helping with sophisticated financial models or the go-to-market operational plan. And it's there when we realized that obviously these spaces, they were more in demanding. There is a continuous growth across all markets, Europe, USA, Asia, because people are demanding more these flexible spaces where they can stay for medium, short terms for several reasons, whether you are a digital nomad, an expat, or just a person that wants to travel in a place that is more than just a hotel, that is having your own space and common areas. But we realized that the people that they were actually staying in these flex living spaces, yes, they were having comfort, but they were disconnected. They were disconnected from their basically community, their neighbor, from actually the place they were, the building itself they were staying in, and of course from the city, and that was a new city for them, totally unknown. And that's how we end up finding that niche. And we created SenseLiving app, which is our PropTech smart living platform that helps guests or residents to connect with a wide range of services, from home delivered to wellness and professional experiences to any kind of city experience. I think that's how we end up finding that there was a niche there. And of course, it also helped buildings that most of them, they really wanted to give the same hotel lifestyle experience, but they didn't have the operational staff behind, basically because they don't charge by day, they might charge by week or month. So they didn't have that operational support, a resource to make these experiences and services happen. And so that's how we found that we can partner with them, we can tailor-make the app for them, we can integrate with their operational system, and we can offer them that wide range of services so that they can increase their customer retention, their customer satisfaction, and of course, increase their revenue and profitability.
Right. So, I mean, let's talk about what Sense Living actually does. Like for someone living at the Central Luxembourg, what's their experience like day to day?
Okay, so as I said, this is more than just a platform itself of a technology. We said that we build technology that serves, and with this I mean that the human people or the people are the ones that they need to make sure that they have access to all their needs. So that's how what we offer to the guests. So we interact with the guests from the time they pre-check in inside the space. So let's say, for instance, before that traveler or that expat or that digital nomad decide to go and rent an apartment in one of these specific buildings, they receive a booking confirmation and they have access directly to our Sense app to do the whole pre-check-in. So they will have to do the whole pre-check-in and then they will land inside Sense app. What do they have in Sense app? Well, they have all the information about their apartment, anything related to home rules, amenities, plans, images, Wi-Fi password, anything related to the building itself, the common areas where they are, what they can do inside the building. And then they have access to a guest app, which is basically a magazine of different home delivery services. And this could be any kind from extra cleaning up to massage at home or personal trainer at home, or even a coach that could help them set up inside this unknown city, or access to guide tours, wine tastings, and more inspiring experiences. That's how it works now. Obviously, we are in that kind of early stage.
Right.
But of course, as soon as we start scaling and as soon as we start developing more sophisticated functionalities, our aim is to sooner than later introduce artificial intelligence so that each guest has a personalized customer journey. That's our aim. That way, is artificial intelligence will tailor-make your services according to your preferences, and the guest will gain quality time and spend time on actually living and having a fulfilled life within the space rather than, logistics and looking at what they can find inside the city that the city can offer them.
Right. And this ecosystem of, 22 local services providers, about 50 different services, that's pretty incredible. Can you walk me through how those partnerships work and how you keep the quality consistent?
Of course. So, as I said, we are learning every step of the way. And how we want is to make sure that we create that kind of circular economy. So for us, we partner with the right high vetted local services suppliers. I mean, we normally have a compliance system that we analyze different local service suppliers that obviously the building we partner with demand because they know who their guests and residents are and they know what are their needs. So we choose the right local service suppliers for those buildings. We make sure that they are, first of all, legal companies or independent workers that have a company here in Luxembourg. And this will be across all the countries, that obviously they have the resources behind themselves to give that high quality home delivery service or a service online or a city experience. And then we onboard them within our ecosystem. So basically they have access to their own admin panel where they are able to upload their services, their images, their availability, where they can confirm the bookings, they can interact with the guests before actually offering the service. And we also offer them access to statements so that they can invoice us on time, and the whole process is as smooth as possible. It's true that you mentioned we started with a couple of local suppliers, of course, but now after it's not even 1 month, but after 1 month of launch, we have already 22 local suppliers in our system and 50 different services. And the difference in these numbers is because some service suppliers might give you or might give SenseUp guests more than one service. So as an example, for instance, the company we work for any kind of yoga or meditation, they do different activities and services with apps they offer.
Right. So the big milestone, Luxembourg, you're live in 2 buildings, I believe, both part of the central apartments. Why did you choose Luxembourg as your first launch market?
I mean, obviously, there is a personal reason behind it. We've been living here for 2 years. We are from Spain, but we came here because my partner's company is a financial and international tax company. And so we found here that there was an opportunity to grow. Saying that, obviously, starting in Luxembourg is a really conscious decision. And with this, I mean that Luxembourg, it's a really small country, but it's quite demanding in terms of the whole financial district that is created here means that there are a lot of expats, corporates, and even guests that they stay for short, medium terms. And so it's also a great market to validate a platform, a PropTech platform, because we can learn from the right audience. So as I said, I think for us, Luxembourg it might not be the country that will give us that recurrent revenue, but for sure is the country where we can validate our platform, where we can learn from the guests, where we can learn from our building partners, and when then we can scale across Europe, which obviously Luxembourg is the center of Europe. So we have nearby key countries such as Belgium, France, Spain, Portugal, etc.
And how's that rollout gone so far? Like, what's been rewarding? What's been kind of surprisingly challenging for you?
It's a really good question, and I actually want to think about it because there are many great things and there are also many challenges. There are obviously every step of the way you understand why you are here, and for me that's really important. When you are an entrepreneur, sometimes you live in the chaos. You really live in problems. You have to solve problems every single day. And it's really difficult. It's really easy to give up unless you actually understand what you are offering in the market, why you actually created your own project, and what is going to why it's going to bring value to the market. No? So for me, that's my rewarding. That even if every day is a roller coaster, somehow I know that with SenseLiving, what we want to make is as an ecosystem that helps guests to connect with their home, with their community, and the city, so that they can maximize their health and well-being. Somehow, like people right now, they don't think about having square meters where they live. They prefer to have less square meters, but have a fulfilled life within those square meters. And that's what we do. We want to make sure that when people, they live in these spaces, they have everything they can, or they have every service available at one click, so that they can make their day as, as good and as rewarding as possible. And that's mainly the rewarding part, the part that obviously you see that there's a reason why, having to there is a reason behind the fact that you are always solving problems, and the fact that you are always challenged by the different unexpected things that are coming up on a daily basis. And of course, the team behind you makes the difference. And this is something that takes time. There are people that you can see that work with you, that you see that they have that vision, and they will go to the extra mile to make it happen. And for me, that's the other rewarding part of entrepreneurship. Is it good? Is basically what you wanted, or do you want me to go in deep on other questions?
No, I want to ask about the flex living and build to rent market that has, I think has exploded right across Europe in the last few years. I'm wondering,
Definitely.
what do you think is driving that shift in how people want to live?
Okay, so basically, as you said, flex living it's growing so rapidly across all markets, especially in Europe, as you said. The total addressable market of, I would say, flex living and online and offline services is like 350 billion of dollars. And then in the next 5 years, there only the on-demand service market within flex living in Europe, it's around 800 billion euros. So there is a huge market behind that. What is driving this is the way we live now. I mean, nowadays, people, thanks to remote working and the fact that we can have productive work everywhere in the world, companies are encouraging their employees to do different projects in different countries. Digital nomads and independent workers are living in different places because they want to experience life and they want to travel around the world. And this means that somehow a lot of people, they are not stuck in one place. They don't think anymore as our parents in the fact that they want to buy a house and get a mortgage for life. They just want to live with experiences. They want to make sure that wherever they go, wherever they live, they have a 360 amazing experience and they maximize actually their health and well-being there. So that's the reason why these spaces will be more demanded, and for sure real estate owners and operators need to fulfill this demand.
Right. And to follow up on that, I mean, you mentioned, sense living isn't just tech, it's about creating what you call spaces with soul. I like that. How do you foster that sense of connection between residents, their homes, and the city they're in?
Exactly. It's basically, as you said, so when I created Sense Living Spaces as a brand, I thought about that, no? Like, how can we offer guests meaningful connections with their five senses? That's the reason why it's called Sense Living. So, in order for a resident or a guest to actually feel that they're in the right place and that that place give those residents experiences, services, community, it makes them, feel that they are in the right place. They are in the place that resonates with who they are. So, of course, as a company, how we do this is by not only being a technology, not only being a platform that actually offers you those tailor-made or personalized services, but also encouraging you to be connected with your home and community. So we have property managers on each building that help making sure that those guests are engaged, that they go to the events that we do in the common areas for the buildings, so that they understand the benefits of using those services, and then they book them recurrently because they see that there is a benefit of booking recurrently. I'm going to give you an exact example. No, last week, for instance, we did our welcome launch yoga masterclass. So we invite the guests to have a 3-minute warm-up yoga class. That way they understand why it's important to have, some breaks, and understanding what is behind doing a class of yoga. So the yoga supplier was giving, those benefits and was explaining them with some exercises how to, get an outcome after such a short class. And then we were explaining them how, they can book any services, whether it's yoga or another one, through the app in straightforward. So those kind of events can go up to art classes, library conversations, or even, small coach sessions, so that they feel that, the building cares about them and not the other way around.
Right. Good way to put it. Yeah, I feel like, the human layer is often missing in prop tech. Do you think wellness and community will become a standard expectation for future residential development?
Definitely. As I said, I'm not inventing the wheel. Somehow there are great companies in USA that they already do this kind of service. And even in Europe, there are some fragmented companies that they do it. But for us, SenseLiving Spaces wants to stand for is to ensure that we offer those services that will maximize your health and well-being. So we will not only give guests and residents access to basic needs or services such as, extra cleaning or laundry at home or retoucherie at home or breakfast at home, but also we will ensure that we will offer them access to wellness programs. And this could be in any kind of, from fitness to nutrition, to how you sleep well and how to, I don't know, for instance, if you go to a new country and how to lower down your stress and have someone that helped you out from opening your bank account up to setting you up with all the administrative and logistic things in a city.
Right. So you validated the model in Luxembourg. What does the next 12 months look like for you? What does success look like?
So we are in a pre-seed stage. So obviously every startup needs resources to scale. And for us, we have a very clear roadmap of what we want to do. We want to make sure that in Luxembourg and near countries, we will reach around 8 buildings in the next year. And then we scale across Europe, starting with Spain, because it's where we have all our network in cities such as Madrid, Barcelona, or Malaga, but also in other countries like Portugal, with Lisbon or Porto, or even Italy with Milan, or Paris with France.
And what do you think will be the biggest challenge in taking this model across Europe?
So obviously, this is a great question, and I have been thinking about it a lot. We are not a B2C. We are not a marketplace. So somehow we are PropTech. And the issue with PropTech is that you need to grow with the building. And sometimes there are many drawbacks that make you don't grow really easily. For instance, each building has its own operational system, its own PMS, which is the property management system, its own path, and it has its own way of doing things. So there is, for me, the most challenging thing is to make sure that we standardize our onboarding process with every building, that we at the same time personalize SenseUp for each building, but somehow we don't waste time basically, and we fulfill our targets of growing, because that's what will give us obviously the growth, and that what will give us the brand awareness across Europe.
And what are you focused on specifically? Are you business development or focused on investors? What does your day to look like?
That's so funny, because I like the word of saying that an entrepreneur has all hats, because at the beginning is what you do. Just to give you an example, before this podcast, I was just doing the accounting of the company, and it's not my job, of course, but I have to do it because I don't have resources to have a proper accounting team. Of course, I have people that support me, but somehow every entrepreneur at the beginning has to do everything. So there is like a challenge that every entrepreneur has to have, that is, you cannot be everywhere. So you have to prioritize, but also you have to see how important every task it is for your company to grow. So of course, now I am in everything. But as soon as we prioritize on having the right investor behind us, the right business angel, and having the right resources to scale, of course, we will build the right team to make it happen. Right now, I'm in exactly everything, from marketing up to sales, up to accounting.
And finally, I want to ask, is there something I didn't ask or anything we didn't talk about that we should have today?
Let me think. Well, no, the only thing is just to remark that obviously we build this company with passion, with the the idea that we want to actually create the luxury of living remotely with services, and that's our slogan. And that if I have an advice for any other kind of entrepreneur or real estate company, I will say that for entrepreneurs, build something that is not only the technology, is that you're bringing a need, or, you are solving a problem, but that you have kind of a vision and a mission that you will always follow no matter what. And if I have to give an advice, for instance, to a real estate operator, I will tell them to, think more than earning by rentals. Think more about, earning by a square meter. Think about earning by experience and by service, because somehow you will feel that the more experiences and needs that you fulfill from your residents and guests, the more customer retention you will have, the more customer loyalty. And so it will help your, company or your building grow exponentially.
Well, Sarah, this has been such a great conversation. I love that you're blending wellness, technology, and real estate in such an intentional way. Where can people follow you and keep up with SenseLiving journey?
Right now we have our Instagram page. I'll share it with you so that you can put it in the podcast. We have our website, and obviously we have our email. We will always respond to any kind of interest from any future partners, local suppliers, building real estate operators, so whoever is interested in knowing more and helping us build this lifestyle ecosystem within flex living spaces.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.